Yee.
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 Do the fucking countdown to yourself.
3, 2, 1. Yee.
You bitch.
Pokemon Yee, Crystal.
Talk about Yeet.
Crystal.
Hey, I leveled up in the game. Nice.
I'm so tired of.
Oh shit! I forgot to start.
Oh fuck.
Just tell him.
All right. Let's start again. Fuck.
No. Continue. Don't worry. It's not gonna be bad.
No.
Don't worry. I'll figure it out later. Don't worry. It's all good, guys. Let's just continue.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
I said continue. Don't.
Wait a minute.
What's
We're
happening?
starting from fucking 0. That's what the fuck we doing.
Let's just start from 0.
No. We're keep rolling. We're gonna keep rolling until this thing
fuck
goes
it.
to 2010. Okay.
No. It's
All right. So apparently Evie's going up against the
Don't make me
Porygon.
the Chinese man that says "fuck you" every day.
No.
We're not losing this part of the minute, man.
I don't care.
Where?
Yeah,
Put this in the fucking blooper wheel.
Blooper
wheel.
I'll put it in the bloopers at the end.
Oh shit.
KG, please start us at 0.
Don't worry. Hold on. I'm just gonna make sure on something real quick. Okay, go.
Oh my god. What?
I am
all of that?
Before Terrell has an asthma attack.
What the fuck was all of that?
I am so grateful that I am so grateful I have a commentary group. You guys.
Hey, you
guys are
defeated the
great.
Porygon. It took you like 2 minutes, man.
Hey,
Let's start the fucking zero, you piece of shit.
KG.
I swear to God.
Heard it. Oh my god.
KG, you bastard.
Oh, well, how you guys been doing, though?
Are we at 0?
Oh, you bitch.
I am.
Why? What? It's so wrong for me to just
What the
talk
hell's
with you
the
guys
time?
and have a con. It's a
No. We gotta start this shit from the
what's
beginning
We gotta start at 0.
because he wasn't recording.
Was he?
Right.
I thought
No.
he was recording.
He was
No.
recording.
I was recording. I just didn't press play in time to start with
Yes.
you guys. So I was like 2
that's what
seconds
happened?
behind.
Yes.
But the
Oh, so
recording
he
was
did
still
record it.
recording. It was still
Yeah,
recording.
KG messed up.
Wait a minute. So wait.
So
did
we're at 0 now.
Oh,
We're at
yeah.
No. But to clarify, just to make sure, when I said "oops," I didn't hit the play button. I meant I didn't hit the play button for the video,
On the video.
not the recording. The recording recorded
so we
everything.
misunderstood you.
Yeah.
Yes,
So basically, the
that's
time
some
right now
good
is at
shit.
2:40, 41.
Yeah, so go back
42,
into 0. Go
43,
back to 0.
44,
Back to
5,
0, folks.
6, 7.
0.
All right, you guys going ahead then. Let's go.
Ready?
Wait, what?
We're at
Just
0.
go. Fuck. Just go.
we
Fuck
at
it.
0?
3,
Yes.
2, 1, go.
Okay.
Pokemon Yistle.
I don't care anything else right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Don't
do
do-
something extremely stupid later, so I hope you guys will
KG,
like
don't do
it.
this.
No, listen, don't worry. As someone who owns the audio for this part, I'm definitely gonna have some fun with
Like,
this.
Owns.
This is the weirdest.
Oh,
fucking-
goodness.
Oh, look
I
at
feel like
that.
we've already.
And I like how Porygon just turned into like a grid for like 2
This is
seconds.
gonna
yeah,
feel
it turned
weird.
into like a 3D grid render.
I can't even take any of this seriously right now.
Hey, what are we supposed
I
to be
can't
talking
believe
about?
you
Movies
guys
or
took
something?
my
Yes,
thing,
sir.
bro.
Yeah, we're
Venus
gonna
Classic?
okay.
Well,
Alright,
So-
listen.
Okay, we can either get screwed by PlayStation or screwed by a movie. What do you want? Pick your.
PlayStation first.
PlayStation.
Have
Okay,
you
sure.
seen PlayStation prices? They already screwed me.
Just bend over.
Just accept it.
Bend over.
Embrace it, as
PlayStation
Richie is doing right here.
PlayStation Classic.
I need you to bend over and cough.
So, does anyone think?
No.
Jesus. So,
Whoa
does
there.
anyone think that PlayStation Classic? So, PlayStation Classic to me feels like they're trying to get in a quick buck, just like Nintendo did with their classics.
So where's my Spyro and Crash and the other 15 games? They only announced 5.
So-
what the hell?
So,
I think that Nintendo did that when they first announced theirs too.
No, they revealed
So-
everything like the hour that it got announced.
So, Richie, we know you're fast at this. What's the list for the games that are on the Classic?
They only announced like 3 of them.
Yeah, they didn't
Really?
announce all 20. That's why
They
I'm
didn't- we
complaining
don't know
about
all
it,
of them.
Tyrone.
That's the
Yeah.
problem. We don't know the list. We only know like
Well, The NES
We
and the
don't-
Super NES.
We know like 3 or 4 games. We know that it's going to be Wild Arms,
that's
Final
weird.
Fantasy 7,
Oh.
Ridge Racer
Like the-
5, Ridge Racer 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Ridge
Ridge
Racer.
Oh, I like Ridge Racer.
Tekken 3 as well.
And
Yeah,
Tekken
Tekken
3.
So we only know
Yeah.
like 3 games.
So you know, I had some theories about this, and that is
No Spyro.
I think maybe they might be taking the guts of a PS TV and just putting it into a box.
Well, I guess the first question we should really be asking is,
Huh.
how do people feel about that price? Do you think that price is justified
What's
or
the
not?
price?
$99.99.
$100?
Yep.
I mean, this is the PlayStation we're talking about, and they're giving us 20 games. I mean, considering the fact that the PlayStation Network's pretty generous with PlayStation 1 games, and the PlayStation 3
Very generous.
has PlayStation 1 games, and this is kind of much if you're asking me.
Well, you also
So
have
how
to
much
remember-
would you put it at?
Probably 80, so $20 less.
That's going to be impossible because you got to think that some of these games will probably be multiple discs, and it takes a lot more flash memory.
Well, I mean,
Because let's put
I guess
this into
because you're
perspective, right?
emulating newer games versus like the 16.
Right,
Yeah.
but to be fair,
oh, that's a
Sony
lie.
already
I don't
made
like,
Sony already made an emulator that works on a
that's a
PS
lie.
TV.
I don't like Ridge Racer. I like Ridge Racer's soundtrack. That's right.
Yeah. Nice job.
But to put it in perspective here, we're talking about they're probably going to have like 16 gigabytes of like flash memory, as opposed to like 512 megabytes on the Nintendo.
Mhm.
It's going to be.
It is a newer console versus.
Is Twisted Metal gonna be on it?
We don't know. Yet.
We don't know that.
We only
yet.
just
Because
we
I
just
think
said the
that's-
5 titles,
Four
Tyrone.
4 or 5 titles.
I think
Come
that's part of
on.
the problem. Depending on what the games are, also depends on whether or not it
Right.
costs $100.
And yeah, I knew they were gonna put Final fucking Fantasy 7 on there.
I'm assuming you have some aggression, sir.
No, I like Final Fantasy 7. The problem is I think it's overrated.
So you don't think it's the best Final Fantasy?
No, Final Fantasy 10's the best Final Fantasy.
Oh,
Everyone
God.
knows that.
No, they don't.
Don't.
I never
Fight,
played
fight,
Final
fight,
Fantasy
fight.
7, so
You'll play it on the Switch later next year.
I know, which
Right.
made me super happy when it got
Well, that's
announced. So
such
I
a-
can't
that's
wait
such
to
a
play
weird-
that game.
You can play it on your mobile phone. You can play it on the PlayStation
By the
Network.
way,
You-
Square Enix is being weird as shit about their ports. It's like, hey guys, you like Final Fantasy? Here's all the old ones except 8. Because fuck
Yeah.
this, man.
Even
Hey.
Square Enix wants you to forget about 8.
No,
What's
I
wrong with-
like
I don't
Yeah.
understand what's wrong with
nothing's
8.
wrong. Nothing's wrong with 8. 8, like, well,
8 is
8,
okay.
Everything is wrong
I
with
have
8.
I have a little bit of
Wow.
bias. I have a little bit of bias because 8
But
is
it
the
has
first Final
Ifrit.
Fantasy. Yes, 8 is the first Final Fantasy game I ever played, so I have some bias towards it. But I do see why people would dislike the draw system. But it's a fun game. It's still fun. It's got great music. It's got great characters. At least it knows it's a Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 13.
You ever?
Oh.
Wait a minute. Actually, now I think about it. Did you play
That
Final
was
Fantasy 15, Tyrone?
Yeah, I have Final Fantasy 15. Yes, I like 15. My problem
was a
is, it's like
waste.
it's kind of limited. It's like, okay, I control the
You know,
fort.
you know what the problem with Final Fantasy 15 is?
What?
It's essentially Kingdom Hearts 3 before Kingdom Hearts 3.
I can agree with these.
I think the biggest problem I have with Final Fantasy right now is that Final Fantasy is trying to be like Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, that's not what people buy
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
That's why you
Yeah,
should get the
and
Pocket
like-
Edition.
And
'Cause it doesn't
Final
feel like
Fantasy
it.
15,
Pocket
Well,
edition.
That's a
See,
whole other thing, isn't it?
the joy of Final Fantasy games is controlling, like, having a party of characters venture throughout the world. Where it's like, this Final Fantasy has, like, what, 4 dudes in black jackets, and
Well,
it's
here's-
just like, that's
here's
it.
Black jacket.
Here's
It's
the
like,
more-
let's make this food.
Wait. Here's the more controversial question. This actually works for Pokemon too, so we can tie it in. Do you think turn-based RPGs are better or real-time RPGs are better?
All that
Turn-based.
depends.
But
I
that
mean,
all
yeah,
depends on taste, really.
turn-based.
I think I prefer
Yeah, I like
turn-based.
turn-based. Yeah, I like turn-based because then I can strategize.
Because people are like, oh, well, the current the turn-based RPG formula is tired and overused and shit. And I'm like, I don't
By
think-
who? Except Dragon Quest.
well, I think because people think the turn-based RPGs are boring,
That's
and I
because
don't,
people
and I
feel
don't
about
agree,
it.
and I don't agree with that at all. I think people are
Right.
misunderstanding.
They're completely wrong. What the hell?
I think people are misunderstanding the beauty of turn-based RPG.
Right.
Because to me, like, I don't know. Because has anyone here played any of the Tales series?
Yep.
Yes.
And I'm so
Yes.
excited for that remaster to come
Tales
out.
of Vesperia is my favorite.
Okay, because people like to be like, well, that's what the battle system should be closer to is that, and I'm like, I don't know, because it's at least for me personally, I've always had a hard time getting in the Tales series because that battle system does
Well,
not.
then maybe you should watch Tales of Puppet.
Oh God.
What?
Tales. Okay, see, Tales and
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts. I feel like those
Official-
two are
Wait,
the
this
ones
is real?
that do.
Yes. Yeah. If you go on the official Bandai Namco channel, now I think it's like Namco 8, whatever the fuck the 876 numbers, whatever the hell it is. They actually make the creators of the Tales of series have actually made like these little anime skits that are puppets. And it's called
Oh.
Tales of Puppets.
Well, I feel like Kingdom Hearts and Tales are the only like games for real that can like do the real time RPG stuff right, because they focus a lot on the customization of the characters and how they affect the battle. Whereas in like Final Fantasy, it feels like there's a lot to keep up with when they try to real time it.
Well, because if we were to take Kingdom Hearts for example, Kingdom Hearts has a lot of shit you can do. I think the problem with Kingdom Hearts I have, and the reason why I kind of look at it more as an action game than an RPG, is because most of the time you can get by just fucking spamming the attack button.
Yeah, they even made a joke about that. It was like start the game off by mashing the X button, and end the game by mashing the X and the square button.
And I'm
Well,
like,
hey,
and I think that's
at least you
kind
don't
of
have to
part of the
go. At
problem.
least you don't have to go to work driving a forklift.
Oh God.
Right.
Yeah, and like
Shit.
yeah, TSSN to bring that up, and Terrell also to bring up your point as well. I think Kingdom Hearts has action with RPG elements in it.
So what would you view that the same as Tales or no?
Tales is a little bit different because the characters themselves each have a gimmick going for them when they fight. Like I know some characters will like their whole gimmick is that they summon like a familiar to fight for them, or one character will be like, oh, he's small and he has a heavy hammer, but he's a powerhouse character, but he's kind of slow. So you got to work around the gimmick. Whereas in action RPGs, anybody can pretty much do anything until you customize them, like in Final Fantasy 13, where it's like all the characters can be basically a white mage if you want them to be. It's how you customize them.
Well, because I think that's the problem people had with 15. That 15 feels like you don't really need to play with each character to get the job done.
I
It's
mean,
like,
you're not really playing with any of the other characters. You're mostly just playing with Noctis. The others are just there.
oh, so they don't even serve.
I mean, you can like. There's this when they're on
I
your
just love the
team.
misses here.
Yeah, when they're on your team, they give support to Noxus in certain ways, and you can customize them to do certain things while they're support. But Noxus is your main playable character.
I think that's the main knock against those kind of the action RPGs is that you essentially have to trust an AI to help you in certain situations.
And that's dumb because yeah, the AI will sometimes not heal you, or will heal the wrong partner, or will just fight the boss, or they will like not hit the boss at all and just stand there, or they'll like yeah.
So it's like an RPGs always and JRPGs always focus on the party and their relationship and them going
Right.
through trials to get to a boss. But
Right.
the problem is with an action RPG, you don't get the same connection because in those kind of RPGs, the AI is either okay or mediocre as fuck.
Yeah, and at least with the Tales series, you get at least some of them. I don't know if all of them do it. Correct me if I'm wrong. At least in some of the Tales series, because I know in Tales of Vesperia, you can actually have like your friend, if they're at your house watching you play, they can pick up the controller and play as one of the other characters. So at least then you know you have a reliable partner, or somewhat reliable.
That's
Right.
actually part of the reason why I'm looking forward to the Worlds with you next week for the Switch. Because
Okay, yeah. Will it have online play?
I don't know if it have online play, but I know it has local co-op. So it does do that same thing. I think because in the original DS game you could control your partner, but you had to use the
Right.
to do it. But you were still in control of what they were doing, so it wasn't like you were just leaving it up to chance for them to kind of get their shit done.
Right, and that's one of the things with turn-based RPG in Final Fantasy is like, if you're controlling the other character, you know they will heal you because you told them to heal you. Whereas in here, you just better hope that Donald heals you, which 99.9% of the time he won't.
Or if he does, he does it like way
yeah.
too late into the
Right.
fight.
Or he'll heal Goofy.
I hear Donald's a fucking meme in that game. My friend legit complains that, heal me and stuff like
Oh,
geez.
Donald's fucking terrible in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he heals literally Goofy and Goofy alone.
I'm curious
rely
about
on
how
him.
well he's gonna work in fucking. I will say 2 kind of improved by giving them combo attacks that you could do with either Donald or Goofy or
I
Donald
mean,
and
hell,
Goofy
if you want to get technical, 2 eliminated the problem altogether by making it so like you can turn into one of the transformations if you sacrifice them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Rival fight.
which is why it was easy to do. It was easy to. That's why people leveled up Wisdom Form the most because no one wanted to have Donald around. So you had Goofy fighting in the background.
Real fast, and I know it's weird. His name will no longer be Goldfarb after this.
Wait, why?
I'll explain in the part 29.
We're not even recording tonight. Fuck.
He said, "Boo."
See, it's everybody's dream. Goldfarb got replaced.
That means we gotta wait for like another week before we hear the answer to this.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just
More like
No,
6
the fuck
weeks.
is that? I want to hear this shit.
More like 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. And then Tyrone will have a baby.
Dang. Why does it always
Wait.
end in that?
Wait, what? I don't get it.
What do you mean always is it?
Full
You act like
term?
that's a common joke. That's not
You-
common.
You did. You made the. Well, technically, it wasn't even about me. I think you made this joke about KG once.
I made the joke about KG, and then you. How did you get included? You got included somehow.
I don't remember.
I guess
Oh,
you
would
were
you look
laughing
at that? The
your
part
ass.
is randomly over.
I guess no, it's not. What?
Don't do me like this.
Wait a minute. What?
No, he's messing with us.
See, KG, you know why? It's because KG technically didn't ever restarted his video. That's what it is.
So, well then. So while we still have time,
Spoilers.
TSS, you want to talk about movies real fast, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I want to talk about the fact that I haven't seen like movie 3, movie 13,
How dare
16,
you.
17.
I feel like movie 3 is the biggest travesty of all of them.
Right. Movie 3 was awesome.
Movie 3
Yeah, movie is really good.
Better. Well, I
Yeah.
probably would say most people put it in their top 5 Pokemon films.
It
I
is
would.
in my top 5.
Well, I figured
Yeah,
it's in
same.
yours. I haven't
Well-
decided. I need to see the other films before I make that decision.
Well, this will actually be interesting because it'll be the only original series movie that I haven't seen until I was an adult. So
It is way better than you probably.
Good.
I'll put it this way: it's better than what you would think it would be.
Okay, wait.
I
and
remember when I saw the previews-
clutch at 1 HP. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nice
hey,
crit.
DJ, 'cause that's my DJ.
Hey,
No,
so
DJ.
can someone
Red bar.
real fast bring up the list? Of
Before
Pokemon
we do
movies
that,
we're
can you
gonna-
go and
I have it
explain
up
that
already.
thing you were talking about earlier
already have it
before
up
you
now.
decided to sideline? The
Wait,
gold
which
farm?
one?
Nice joke.
Go for it.
Yeah. You still
Oh,
have like 3 minutes left, so you have all the time you need.
Okay, so long story short, I had to re-record all of the parts back up to this part where we're at now, and I accidentally called the rival a different thing.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
there you go. That's it.
Hashtag Tyrone can't get his shit together. All right. Anyways, I have the list. I have
All
the
right.
list of movies up.
TSS. Other than movie 3, what are the other movies you said you didn't watch?
Okay, I did not watch movie 13.
Zoroark.
Makes
Zoroark.
sense.
That
That
hurts.
shit was kinda boring.
16, I have not watched Genesect, even though it's the only movie based off of New York, which is kind of
I
funny.
haven't watched that either, so I can't say anything. I heard it was bad. That's all.
Yeah.
It's pretty poop.
And,
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I knew
And-
Torque City. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a
actually, no,
disappointment.
They almost
actually,
says-
no, I saw, so
Almost says
M13,
twerk, by the
M16.
way.
I did see Dancy, that's right, I did see.
Oh, you did.
And-
Okay. Cool.
Yes, yeah,
Diane was
Dancy
okay.
shit-
It was
Dancy-
alright.
yeah.
I'm still
And I do
pissed
like
off at
the-
so many people not watching the Volcanion movie, despite that one being the best out of the 3.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but that's not
weird.
saying much.
No, it is saying a lot actually because this movie
I
is
mean-
really
Well,
goddamn
I mean,
good.
for
I'll put it this
X, Y,
way:
it's like,
how
hmm.
good is the Volcanion movie compared to like the older film?
For starters,
Oh.
it doesn't have like the Pikachu short, so there's more time placed into the movie itself for the
Is
story.
it like I thought they stopped doing Pikachu shorts a while ago.
No, they stopped
No,
after
they
the
stopped
Hoopa
doing
movie.
Pikachu short after the Hooper movie. Yeah.
So that was the
Yeah.
Volcanion movie.
I don't even want to go look at the other ones. Fuck that.
Well, the thing was, there
You don't have to watch the
wasn't a short from movies 7 to 15 because 7 to 14 because basically they were using A&A.
That's
A&A
what I
had
thought. I knew there was like
A&A specials.
I knew there were these gaps where I don't remember seeing any fucking
Yeah.
Pikachu shorts.
Yeah,
You know, I
because
still
there's
haven't
because
seen
there's
that one,
six.
that one.
There's still there's 6
Oh, the one
A&A
that's
shorts.
kind of funny. I kind of more like it for the visuals than the actual content.
Yeah, but the funny
Yeah.
thing about those A&A shorts is that it took them until the 4th short where you could turn off the freaking drugged narration voice.
I mean, that wasn't that bad.
Yes it was. Yes
I
it
remember-
was because
and
you have this one guy who's
One
narrating
guy.
every single Pokemon translation after it gets annoying.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It
Oh,
gets
yeah.
annoying.
Sarah, what was
remember-
his
Super
name?
No, I was just saying-
annoying.
I remember I was at one of my my dad's friend's house, and
Your dad's friends? What?
yeah, and she had a
Gee, whoa.
Wait a minute.
anyway.
Hi,
she
new
had-
mom.
She she had a son, and the son was a little bit younger than me, and he had a collection. He had a collection of movies, and one of the movies was Pokemon Heroes, and I'm like. And he was like, I want to watch Pokemon. And I'm like, dope, I get to actually see Pokemon Heroes because I missed it. And I watched the whole movie, and I noticed that the Pikachu short is actually at the end of the movie, not at the
Yeah, it is.
beginning. And I thought, okay, that's a clever use of that, though. Granted, it was a DVD, so I thought it was bonus feature, but it just shows up at the end. Like,
Yeah, it's not. It's a weird placement.
so I always felt that was a better like placement than having it like, oh, you gotta watch this Pikachu stuff first, then watch the movie. I mean, at least it gives you the option if you're done with the movie, just shut it off.
And what's also kind of sad is that the movie 3 short Pikachu and Pichu will never be shown ever again.
Why?
Because,
Why?
because the lady who originally did the narration for that, she was busted for drugs, and she's blacklisted forever. It's
Oh.
not on. It's not on. Yep, it's not on any streaming sites, and it was never released. That was never re-released on the
That's a big
the Blu-ray movies short
You wanna know what
compilation
I
from
want?
like 6 years ago.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember what was movie 3's Pikachu short.
Just
was Pikachu and
meeting the
Pichu.
Pichu Bros.
No, I thought that was. Oh no,
No.
'cause the second.
No,
second
Pichu.
movie-
No, second one's Pichu Brothers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought.
Yeah, movie 4 is the Pichu Brothers. That's fine.
You want to know what I?
No,
you wanna know what I
Movie
want?
3
Wait,
is
so
the
what's movie
Pichu Brothers.
three?
Movie 4
Movie
is
3
the
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
Ash
It's
celebrates the 1 year anniversary with Pikachu.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what?
1 year anniversary. My ass.
Wow, Rich. I mean, he's right, but wow.
Oh my heart! I wasn't ready.
But just like because like I just want an off recording, like you can slightly hear in the background, just like the sound recording booth. Pikachu and his friends Pichu have ventured off into the city. Wait, what? But no, I'm not gonna get my stuff unless he's got the fucking money. Like,
That's so fucked up. No, I won't suck his dick for that much.
Shit. Whoa.
You better pay me in cash for it.
no, I don't accept Discover. Who accepts Discover?
You see,
PG-13, by the
you
way.
see a credit card machine taped to my back, bitch?
Come again, Richie?
Thank you for calling USA Prime Credit. My name is Peggy. You have problem.
Oh
Or you can just be like the Indian guy.
no! This is the most
That's
ridiculous shit.
awesome.
She's like, yes, I have the cocaine, and he's not getting it back.
No, she sold it all to
for
Elton
it.
John.
What a way to end the part.
I know. This is my cocaine. You can't have any.
You want me
Welcome
to
to America, bitch.
You want me to put the cocaine where?
My ass.
Founding Martian powder. We'll see you next time.
America!
This is some shit.
Oh.